With your CIGTV news update, I'm Shanda Gallego, in for Donna Bush. We begin with news from the Ministry of Health, who has named Dr. John Lee its most senior advisor on healthcare matters. As the new Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Lee will work from the ministry to oversee the mechanisms that monitor the health of the Cayman Islands population, as well as the quality of healthcare services and professionals. Commenting on the appointment, Minister for Health, the Honourable Dwayne Seymour, says that the ministry is excited to have a new CMO in post who will help to drive forward government's healthcare agenda. Dr. Lee is a truly world-class medical professional. He is exceptionally qualified to take on a leadership role at this level and to help the ministry team deliver government's promise of improving access to quality, affordable health care. The position is also the focal point for the Cayman Islands' participation in international health conventions and a liaison to the Caribbean Public Health Agency, the Pan American Health Organization, Public Health England, and similar regional and international bodies. Also making our headlines this Wednesday, this week, a total of 163 students of all ages who are pursuing continued education opportunities received funding from the credit union.
We believe in giving back because one of the things that we learn is that when you work together collectively, you can achieve much. That is really where we're coming from.
For the past 24 years, the credit union has awarded annual education grants, providing more than $2 million in grants to credit union members. In 2018, the program awarded $200,000 in monetary grants to 166 successful member applicants. This year, some 200 individuals applied for the credit union educational grant. Finally, on Tuesday afternoon, dozens of interns who are spending their summer holidays working in the public service attended an event organized just for them. Each year, the Intern Appreciation Reception is held by the Portfolio of Civil Service to share with the young men and women just how appreciated they are, how important having them on board is for the various departments and for them as they pursue further education and careers. During the event, top interns are recognized for going above and beyond and doing exceptional work during their internships within the civil service. And that is your latest news. If you would like to take a look at our weekly schedule of shows here on CIGTV television, you can go online to gis.gov.ky and click on publications. And if you missed today's news update, you can get all the details on our Facebook and YouTube channels. With your CIGTV news update, I'm Shanda Gallego, in for Donna Bush. Thanks for watching.
Did you know that planning permission is required for a shed? Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required? Did you know planning permission is required to clear land by mechanical means? You should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required.
Boating, fishing, and water sports in the Cayman Islands are great, but keep a cool head. Here are 7 tips for fun and safe sea outings. Number 1. Use a checklist to plan your outing. Check the weather forecast, make a float plan, and share it with someone who is remaining on land, stating where you're going, with whom, and when you're expected to return. Visit your nearest marine supply store to get your safety gear. This includes signaling mirrors, whistles, and a flare kit. It's also very important to have on-board flotation devices and life vests for each person. There are different types of vests. Some are for water sport activities such as snorkeling, and others are for going on offshore boating or on fishing trips. Number 2. These items can be lifesavers in case of an accident or bad weather. Number 3. Use a motor kill switch, especially if you're boating alone. In case of a leak or breakdown, always stay with the boat until help arrives. If you capsize, an emergency beacon or locator device can send a distress signal to inform the authorities of your location. Larger flares will indicate distress to a boat, airplane, or search and rescue officials. Number 4. In addition to sunscreen, food, and beverages, it would be smart to have a cell phone. Make sure your marine radio works. Cayman's boaters use Channel 16 to communicate. Number 5. Also, don't forget your anchor and sufficient rope. Number 6. Boat operators should be familiar with the local waters and reefs, as well as the capabilities and functions of the vessels they are using. Always obey the rules of the sea and the marine environment, and have courtesy for others. Number 7. Alcohol and salt water do not mix, especially if you're the captain. Some useful contact numbers are 911. The RCIPS Marine Base is 649-7710, and the Port Authority is 949-2055. Smooth sailing, all!
Did you know that planning permission is required for an addition, alteration, or any material change to your house? The 10% rule no longer exists. Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required?
The Esterly-Tibbetts Highway 3-lane roundabout is ready for drivers. It's time to make sure you know how to use it. First, know which exit you need to take. Pay attention to lane arrows and signs. Make sure you use your signal to change lanes or exit the roundabout. To turn left, you always approach in the left-hand lane and indicate left. To drive straight ahead, you need to be looking out for signs and road markings indicating which lane to use. Get in one of the lanes marked with a straight-through arrow. If turning right, you must use the right-hand lane and indicate accordingly. To use the roundabout safely, remember these 3 tips. Know your exit, pick your lane, and signal to make your turn.
Did you know your mailing address details on your land register must be up to date in order to receive notices on new development which may impact you? Visit Lands and Survey Department to check your mailing address is correct. Did you know that walls, fences located along the road require planning permission no matter the height? You should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required. Did you know that fences and walls within the high water setback require planning permission no matter the height? You should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required. Did you know that a trellis structure requires planning permission? You should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required. Did you know that a deck more than 6 inches above finished grade requires planning permission? Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required? Did you know that planning permission is required for a sign? Did you know you should check with the department as a planning and permit application may be required?